Hey guys, today we're going to be learning about sustainable agriculture. So we're going to be able to critique the pros and cons of traditional agricultural techniques and compare with sustainable agriculture techniques. And then we're going to ask ourselves, are all agricultural techniques or practices sustainable? So what is agriculture? You guys have probably heard of agriculture. It's also known as farming. So it is the simplification of nature's food webs and the rechanneling of energy for human planting and animal consumption. So we know that agriculture involves redirecting nature's natural flow of the food web. So there are two types of agriculture we're going to learn about today. Conventional, which can also be called traditional or industrial agriculture, and the other type is sustainable. So we're going to be talking about conventional. Conventional agriculture involves altering or changing the natural environment. This means we're removing trees, we're tilling the soil, we're putting in irrigation systems and whatnot. We're also using insecticides and pesticides to keep insects and animals from eating the crops. Fertilizers are used to promote growth, and typically only one type of plant is planted at once. So if you're driving up way north of Charlotte, maybe into a more rural area, you'll see that there will only be fields of corn or fields of soybeans or cottons, whatever. These are called monocropping or monoculture. So that means we're only planting one type of plant. So you can watch this clip later. I'll add this link into our lesson. You can click on it if you'd like to see why people industrialize for farming, but we're not going to spend time on that just because we're short on time. So after that, you should also think about what are the causes or reasons why industrial agriculture is used. Actually, I'm going to make that an independent practice. When you get to that, you'll see it on the independent practice. So what are the effects of conventional agriculture? So industrial farming, traditional farming, conventional farming, these are all the same terms. So since the plot is stripped of its natural environment features, the plants are vulnerable to disease, high herbivore predation, and soil erosion. Herbivore predation is those who eat plants. So as a result, there's a decrease in biodiversity due to monocropping. So because there's a decrease in biodiversity, that means many plants um, will cause these animals to lose their habitat and either relocate or become extinct. So we've learned about traditional, conventional, industrial agriculture. That is one type. Now we're going to learn about sustainable agriculture. So sustainable agriculture is a form of agriculture with the goal of meeting society's food and textile needs in the present, so right now, without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So we're farming in a way that we're not hurting those in the future. So now we're going to go and talk about what it means when a food product is labeled organic. So you guys will probably see when you're in a Food Lion, some foods will be labeled organic and others will be just labeled normal. Organic apples, regular apples. So the U.S. Department of Agriculture has specific requirements that must be met and verified before anything can be labeled as USDA organic. So these standards ensure that organic production allows for biodiversity, uses only approved substances in terms of fertilizers, pesticides, and whatnot, and protects natural resources. So now I want to ask you, should food that is grown organically be classified as sustainable or conventional agriculture, and why? So I'll leave this up for you to answer it. So should food that is grown organically be classified as sustainable or conventional agriculture? So I want to sort of compare and contrast conventional and organic. So with growth promotion, conventional uses chemical fertilizers, whereas organic uses natural fertilizers, so usually manure or composting. With in terms of pest and disease reduction, conventional farmers will use synthetic insecticides. So that means they'll use these chemically created, unreal, not natural insecticides to kill insects and disease. whereas organic will use pesticides that will come from natural resources, beneficial insects, and birds, mating disruption, or traps. And then weed management is same as the other. Conventional farming uses synthetic herbicides, whereas with organic, environmentally produced plant killing compounds, crop rotation, till, hand weed, or mulch. And then to prevent disease, conventional farming will use hormone, antibiotics, and medications given to animals, whereas organic use organic feed and give animals access to the outdoors, a balanced diet, and clean living environment. So that's it for today's lesson on agriculture. Please make sure to complete the agricultural IP that is found in Canvas as well. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.